Step 3 is give thanks. Did you know in the Bible it says to give thanks or to be grateful 76 times? That would tell us it's pretty important, right? What does giving thanks actually mean? Well, it means to be grateful. It means to show appreciation. It means to give praise, acknowledgement, to give credit where credit is due. It means to show recognition. And that's actually beyond God. You can do that with God and everybody you come in contact with. In addition, it says to give thanks in all circumstances. What does all mean? That's a pretty big word. It means everything, everybody, anything, anyone, anytime, anywhere, all the time. God expects us to be grateful in all circumstances. For this is God's will for you. You know, there were times in my life where I would pray and say, God, what's your will for me? What is it you want me to do? What are my steps? What should I be doing? Please tell me what to do. And you know what I learned? I was completely missing the first step. I was worried about steps 2, 3, and 4, and then it dawned on me. Is God thinking, how can you worry about steps 2, 3, and 4 when you're not even taking the first one? And without question, the most important one. If you want to know what God's will for you is, well, there it is. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God. So let me ask you, have you taken the first step? Or are you like me, worried about steps 2, 3, and 4? I can tell you with full confidence that you'll never see those steps unless you have number 1 down cold. It has to become such a habit that you do it without even thinking. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you. Now you notice it says all circumstances. This can be a pretty tough thing because anyone can be grateful when things are going good, when everything is going our way. Anyone can be grateful for the presents we receive, for the food we receive. When someone does us a favor, that's the easy stuff. But what about when things are going bad? Remember, it says in all circumstances. Now you may be thinking, how can I be grateful in all circumstances? Well, there's a key difference here. Notice it says in all circumstances, not for all circumstances. This is completely different. You don't have to be grateful for the bad things or evil things that happen in this world. If someone picks up a gun and walks into an elementary school and starts shooting children, you don't have to be grateful for that. But you know what? That's not God's will. The Lord's Prayer talks about, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You know, in heaven, God's will is always done. And on earth, God's will is rarely done. The bad things you see done in this world, that's man's will, not God's. So we can't blame God for the evil that's in this world, nor do we have to be thankful for it. You see the difference? It says, in all circumstances, not for all circumstances. But there is a challenge still. We need to be just as thankful when things aren't going well for us, because even when they aren't, we can still find something in our lives to be thankful for. Being grateful in all circumstances, we can know that God can triumph over evil. We can still have hope and know that even in the middle of the bad things that we go through, we know that there's something worth being grateful for. We can still find some body part that's feeling pretty good. We can find something our spouse is doing right. Of course, my spouse was in the last service. I said, but not my spouse because she always does things right. We can find something about your job that you can be thankful for. We can know that even with the stupid mistakes we make, God can be there to rectify it and to fix it. We can know God still loves us, and we know God is there for our salvation. We can think of 100 different things in the midst of a bad experience that we can be grateful for in all circumstances, even when the circumstances are terrible or even when they just flat out stink. That said, I understand that some of you are facing some tough situations in your life. I understand that you may have a problem in your relationship, or with your family, or with your finances, or maybe with your health. You hear me up here talking about all this positive, fluffy stuff, and maybe it's not resonating. Maybe you've gotten to the point where you just don't see a way out of your bad circumstances. Is it possible that today is your wake-up call? Could it be that God is using this moment to reach you specifically? I want you to at this moment, get in agreement with God's will for you. I want you to develop a mindset that your circumstance is only temporary. King David said, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." He was saying, I know I'm going through this valley, through this bad time, but I won't be afraid and I won't be discouraged. He didn't say, I'm going to stay in this valley. I'm going to make this valley my home. I know I'm stuck here. It's not possible for me. I'm probably never going to get out of here. It's probably over for me. He said, I'm going through the bad times, but I know this is only temporary. I am not staying here. This is not where I belong. I'm going to follow God's action plan and stay hopeful. I'm going to stay joyful. I'm going to pray without ceasing. I'm going to be grateful, and I'm going to stay in faith. Let me encourage you, you don't have to stay in the valley either. I want you to believe that even though you may be going through some tough times, you're on your way out of the valley. I want you to rethink how you're doing things. Try a different plan. Try God's action plan. When you get up in the morning, get excited. Say, good morning, Lord. Be joyful. Face the day. Dance around. Sing. Let it carry you through the day. Start that first 5 minutes off awesome. Don't let anyone or anything steal it. Give yourself some compliments. Start that today. Talk to your friend God throughout the day. Even though you may be experiencing some bad times, find things to be grateful for. And show God your faith. Ignore your current circumstances. Believe good times are coming. Be grateful that God is with you and for the good things in your life. Know that today, this is your coming out party. You were never meant to stay in that valley. Confidently take that step and walk right on out of there. Can you do that today?